take a moment to apologize for the complete randomness of this channel. Odds are, if you're here for Degrassi, you're probably not here for the medal, and vice versa. But I'm sorry, I'm a person with a lot of interests, and the reason I made this channel is to talk about my interests, so you don't have to watch this if you don't like Degrassi. We are gathered here today to take a moment to discuss the top 10 most oatmeal characters on Degrassi. When I say oatmeal, I mean dull, plain, boring, flat. Those characters that have no dimension or really no personality. You know how mushrooms don't really taste like anything? They just absorb the taste of whatever is around them. Well, that's what these 10 characters are. They're basically mushrooms. Before we get into it, I just want to say this is not an attack on any of the actors who play these characters. This is simply a critique of the personalities of those fictional characters. So this is just for fun. It was kind of hard making this list because I know that there are foil characters. The characters who are there to accentuate another character. Hazel is a great example of this. Hazel is there to bring more dimension to Paige. So that's one reason why I didn't put Hazel on this list, because I'm trying to go for characters who weren't created to be oatmeal, if you get what I'm saying. So I've tried to leave off the foil characters, and I've also tried to leave off the minor or temporary characters, but that was kind of hard, so there are some on this list. So let's just jump in. These are in no particular order. Number 1 is Leia. She was terrible. The only thing we know her for is that she lies and that she went to ballet school, and she's just so... Like, would you be her friend? No, you wouldn't. Number 2 is Sav. Don't kill me, okay? But, like, Sav's kind of plain. He's kind of dull. He's just there. Like, who is Sav? I don't know. Some boring guy? Number 3 is Drew Torres. See, like, I have a hard time, like, even remembering his name. I don't know, I've always just wanted to call him Josh, and his name isn't Josh. I don't know why. So I have to, like, really try hard and be like, Drew. I was hesitant to include Drew on this list. I was asking myself, am I biased because I hate Drew? Does he belong in a different list, like the top most inconsistent characters? Perhaps, but I decided to include him on this list, and here's why. Drew is defined by the relationships that he's in or the things that happen to him. So, you know, you think of, he was with Bianca, he was with Allie, he was a cheater, he was with Claire. Oh God, that should be a whole different video. And then you think about things that happened to him, like he got involved in the gang, he had a concussion. But, like, who is he? Who is he really as a person? Who? You don't know. Because he's just a dude. He's just a hot guy that they wanted to put in a main role, even though there's nothing to him. Number 4 is Shay Powers. I'm going to try to include last names if I can remember. Okay, Shay, she seems sweet and everything, but she's kind of boring too. Like, who is Shay? I don't know. She's a runner, and she like had her period, and she liked Tiny. Like, what else? Who's Shay? What defines Shay? This is an indicator. This is how you can tell if someone's oatmeal or not. What would Shay do in this situation? If you don't know Shay well enough to say what she would do in a certain situation, then she's probably oatmeal. Number 5 is Damian Hayes. I guess he's sort of like a minor or temporary character, but dude, he was boring. When you think about Damien, what do you think about? Emma, why'd you buy that dog? Emma, here's a book. And there you go, that's Damien. Number 6, y'all. It's kind of painful for me to say this, but Ellie Nash. Okay, I mean, like, really think about it. Take away Ellie's cool clothes. Who is she? She's kind of like, she's She doesn't got much going on, okay? I'm going to be a little bit more specific and really say, though, that the later seasons of Ellie is the Oatmeal Ellie. I want to say starting in like season 5. Like she starts to get obsessed with Craig, and then from there she's just like, ugh. You know, in 3 and 4, she's an interesting character and she has a lot to bring to the show. But after that, I'm like, oh, you like journalism, you like Jesse. Number 7 is Bartholomew Bond. He could be considered a minor character, but he was on Degrassi for a long time and he did have some lines. But why, though? He could possibly be the most boring Degrassi character. My eyes glaze over just thinking about him. Number 8 is Tori Santamaria. I know Tori was short-lived. I know Tori is gorgeous. And I know Tori is Angela, and I know she is Manny's little sister. But she was boring. There was nothing to her. I feel like the writers didn't quite know, like, what they wanted Tori to become. And then she didn't have time to become that because the actress left the show. But all we know about Tori is she likes pageants and she smiles and is perky. Number 9, I feel kind of bad by putting a teacher on this list, but I'm going to say Ms. O because she was so boring. Just because she's pretty doesn't make her valuable. She was so boring. And it was even like a little weird. Oh God, I forgot she kissed Sav and stuff. That's gross. That wasn't so Oatmeal, but like generally I'm like, why are you here? Why are you here? What is the point of you? And finally, number 10 is Amy Holmes. So, you know, Amy and Allison were always together. And we understand Allison's personality. Like, we know what she would do in blank situation, right? But what about Amy? She was just so boring. She was a total mushroom. And I kept thinking like, oh, something's gonna happen with her later. She's gonna be a thing. And then she just never was. And I was like, okay. Show's over. Bye. All right. There it was. My top 10 most Oatmeal characters of Degrassi. It's quite possible I forgot someone that I really should have put on the list. I did have a few contenders, though. Vula, Blue. I thought about Liz being Oatmeal, but she did bring so much friction to the show that I decided to leave her off. Thought about Hazel, but I decided that she was sort of maybe created to be Oatmeal because she was more of a minor character, unfortunately, because I love Hazel. I thought about Susie Rivera, but I guess she too was like a foil character for Caitlin. And then I did think about Simon, but bless his heart, he was created to be Oatmeal. Okay, now let's not fight, but I'm welcome to hear your thoughts. Please let me know what you think. I love talking to Degrassi as always. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you broomheads next time.